I think it was very naive to look at the Bayern Leverkusen project and be like, okay, you know what? He's done so well here. Let's just put him over and bring him. He's already a Madrid stud. Yeah, what he did in Bayern Leverkusen really was. I don't want to call it exaggerated, but at the same time, it's a different league. It's a different, you know what I mean? This is not La Liga. There's so many players that go to the Bundesliga and say, "Oh, I can't believe how much space I have here. I can't believe, I can play my game." If you look at Luis Diaz, he made the transition from Premier to the Bundesliga. He's absolutely killing it. And then we look at the flip side of it with the players that got sold. Look at Florian Wirtz, Jeremie Frimpong, a couple of the players that got, transferred from Bayern Leverkusen for these ridiculous amount of fees. So it seems like the coach, the players, everything that's come from Bayern Leverkusen off their amazing little run, was very naive on everybody. You know what I mean? Because it is what it is.
I wouldn't say naive, because I think actually like Xavi did a great job in Leverkusen. I don't think, like, I don't know if you know that Ten Hag was sacked for 4 games from that same team. Right. So I think it's a lot. It has to do a lot.
But that's after they lost so many players, right?
Yeah.
So they lose so many players, so many of their main players. They're creating a whole new team. Of course, any coach that goes into there is going to be a bit of a whirlwind, But personally, I think through the results that's shown, and you're right. You know what? Xabi Alonso, his record wasn't even that bad at Real Madrid. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he also asked for a lot of
it was like, oh, he's doing good here. Let's just put him here, and it's going to work. That's the naive part I'm saying. You know what I mean? You have to kind of 6 months down the line, he's sacked. So that's where I'm just like, you have to kind of look at things, look at projects with a very keen eye before you just say, oh, Bayern Leverkusen did good, but they didn't really win anything. Like, you know what I mean? They won the Bundesliga actually, right?
Yeah.
Right. They won the Bundesliga, right? Okay, so that was pretty big, right? But winning the Bundesliga isn't really the most amazing feat. They also went to the Europa League final and got slaughtered by Atalanta. So, you know what I mean? I think Akina, and mind you, it was the most obvious decision. He's doing good here. Let's put him here, So I think in that way, I wouldn't call it a trap, but there was something to it where it just wasn't looked at, hard enough. And like I said, even with the players, with Wirtz coming over to Liverpool, $120 million. And look at the criticism he's received since starting. I think he scored his first goal just a couple weeks ago. It's been, anyway, so that's one side of it. But obviously Madrid, they have a lot of egos there. They have a lot of things to manage. And I think that's something that gets tossed around too, because, they might be superstars who have their own kind of... All right, yeah. So yeah, that's one side of it. But I know that's, Xabi Alonso, I don't think there was a way to manage it. There was a way to manage it and get through it, but it's here where it is.
For me, it's like, I think kind of differently than you in that regard, because I'm like,